Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you all. Gives me immense pleasure to address you all on the occasion of the 32nd Foundation Day of the National Council for Teacher Education. I extend my warm greetings and best wishes to the entire NCTE family. A Foundation Day is not merely a celebration of another year, it is an opportunity to reflect on the journey of the organization, acknowledge its contribution to the teacher education ecosystem, and renew our commitment to preparing high quality teachers for a Viksit Bharat. India today has one of the largest school education systems in the world, serving nearly 25 crore students through more than 14.5 lakh schools, supported by over 1 crore teachers. The National Education Policy 2020 states that the teacher must be at the center of the fundamental reforms in the education system. The new education policy must help re-establish teachers at all levels as the most respected and essential members of our society because they truly shape our next generation of citizens. Teacher education in India is a critical pillar of quality of school education. It's not merely about preparing teachers with subject knowledge, but about developing their pedagogical understanding, professional competencies, and ethical values. Pedagogical transformation is central to improving the quality of school education. The department has been advancing this through initiatives like Nishta, Nipun Bharat, PM Shri Schools, Diksha, PM E Vidya, Vidya Pravesh, Jadui Pitara, and competency based education aligned with the vision of NEP 2020 and the National Curriculum Framework. These initiatives place the learner at the center of the teaching learning process and focus on strengthening teachers' capacities. Initiatives such as Parak further support the shift towards competency based assessment and holistic evaluation. More than 14,500 PM Shri schools are envisaged as exemplars of NEP 2020, demonstrating quality, inclusion, innovative pedagogy, technology integration, and 21st century learning. NEP 2020 encourages innovative, experiential, and learner centric pedagogies through sustained professional development, digital resource, and academic support. The endeavor is to enable teachers to respond to diverse learning needs and create classrooms that promote curiosity, creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, and meaningful participation. Several reforms have been initiated as a part of the wider national transformation in school education. Diksha has reached nearly 2.29 crore users and recorded more than 579 crore learning sessions, providing multilingual digital content, QR code textbooks, teacher development courses, and over 836 virtual laboratories. As artificial intelligence becomes an increasingly important part of education, it should be our endeavor to prepare teachers to engage with this innovative technology. The Tara, Teacher's Assistant for Reading Assessment app, is an example of how AI can be meaningfully applied to improve learning outcomes. AI can support teachers in lesson planning, creation of learning resources, assessment, identification of learning gaps, and personalized learning. However, as we embrace AI, we must also prepare teachers to use it responsibly, critically, and ethically. AI should support the professional judgment of teachers, not replace it. In the education sector, the Government of India has two flagship schemes which focus on basic needs of infrastructure and nutrition. That is PM Poshan and Samagra Shiksha. These schemes also focus on qualitative interventions to implement NEP 2020 in skill education and teacher education. The implementation of these schemes will continue to bridge the rural urban gap in access to secondary education so that geography, gender, disability, or socioeconomic background never becomes a barrier to learning. The department is thus prioritizing teachers' education at the state and district levels. SCERTs and diets play a critical role in providing academic support to teachers in schools, facilitating continuous professional development and promoting research and innovation in education. Under Samagra Shiksha, the department is undertaking the phased development of all 613 functional diets as center of excellence. Diets should not not be viewed merely as institutions requiring infrastructure strengthening. The department's endeavor is to transform them into collective center of excellence in teacher education, which should be guided by clearly defined quality parameters covering academic capacity, quality, faculty, pedagogy, technology, research, and skill. The emphasis on the 50 hours of continuous professional development every year, as envisaged in NEP 2020, reflects the understanding that professional learning must become an integral part of the teacher's career. NISTA has been instrumental in strengthening the professional competencies of over 65 lakh teachers and school leaders through its different streams. Building on these achievements, the upcoming NISTA is envisaged as a reformed and a future ready program. The transformed NISTA would be structured across foundational, preparatory, middle, and secondary stages with flexible, competency based, and context responsive professional learning opportunities for teachers at every stage. In this background, the role of NCTE in improving education ecosystem is very critical. Over the years, NCTE has evolved from being primarily a regulatory institution into an important academic and a policy institution contributing to quality, professionalism, and future direction of teacher education in India. I understand several reforms have been initiated under NCTE, the most important reform being the rollout of the Integrated Teacher Education Program ITEP, which represents a fundamental shift in the way teachers are prepared. I congratulate NCTE and all participating institutions for taking this important agenda forward. I also wish the National Conference on ITEP being organized by NCTE as a part of the 32nd Foundational Day celebration every success. Another important dimension of NCTE's work is the National Professional Standards for Teachers, NPST, and the National Mission for Mentoring, NMM, which are now being advanced under the new nomenclatures of Pushti and Mitra, respectively. The launch and release of the implementation handbooks for Pushti and Mitra, along with the release of scholarly publications, Pedagogy in Higher Education, and AI in Teacher Education, reflect the endeavor of NCTE towards strengthening teacher education in the country. The launch of Mitra and Pushti mobile applications leverage technology to strengthen continuous professional learning and contribute to the transformation of teaching practices and the improvement of quality in teacher education. I would also like to acknowledge NCT's efforts towards digital transformation in e-office. The increasing use of digital platforms for ITEP, Pushti, Mitra, NCTQ, virtual inspection, online appeal, performance appraisal, and other processes provide an important opportunity to make regulation more transparent, efficient, evidence-based, and responsive. Going forward, technology and data should be leveraged not merely for administrative convenience, but also for generating policy intelligence and supporting institutional improvement. At the same time, NCTE's core regulatory responsibility must remain strong with recognition, norms, standards, monitoring, and institutional accountability ensuring the quality of teacher education. As India moves towards the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047, the role of teachers becomes even more crucial. The teacher of the future will need to do much more than deliver a curriculum. Teachers must nurture critical thinking, creativity, constitutional values, empathy, scientific temper, digital and AI literacy, environmental consciousness, and respect for India's rich knowledge traditions. Teacher education institutions must therefore prepare teachers who are competent, compassionate, reflective, innovative, and committed to lifelong learning. Teacher education must remain closely connected with school education through strong school based experiences, internships, action research, mentoring, and continuous engagement with practicing teachers. Equally important is the meaningful integration of Indian knowledge systems, constitutional values, local context, and contemporary global competencies. On this Foundation Day, let us reaffirm that the true purpose of teacher education is to prepare teachers who inspire, empower, and transform lives. May the 32nd Foundation Day mark a renewed commitment to excellence in teacher education and strengthen India's journey towards Viksit Bharat 2047. I wish NCTE continued success in shaping the teachers of the future. Thank you. Jai Hind.